Hey, how's it going, everyone? So I wanted to talk about what the best possible outcomes could be with a Trump presidency. That is, what are kind of the best policies that he might enact, considering some of the things he said. And going straight to the top, the Supreme Court openings is probably one of the biggest things that he can change over these next few years. Scalia is going to have to be replaced. If Ginsburg retires, Kennedy or Breyer retires, those are more spots to be filled. And Trump did put forward a pretty reasonable list of Supreme Court justice picks because it was put forward by the Federalist Society. So there's a chance there might be some more originalists coming onto the Supreme Court, which would be great because that would put up a bulwark for liberty, standing up against people who want to reinterpret constitutional norms or kind of change the law, legislate from the bench. And those people would probably be standing up more for civil liberties in the long run. So hopefully, at a best case scenario, Trump is able to fill those spots with some decent picks for the Supreme Court. On other types of fronts here, in terms of things that he can control, it would be great to see him actually pull back on some of the wars, pull back troops from the Middle East and start to bring those wars to an end, help bring about some more diplomacy and peace potentially based on some of the things he said. It'd also be great to see if he's able to work now with Congress to repeal Obamacare, because that is one nightmare that has just increased expenses for everybody due to the amount of regulation and the amount of need for lawyers and people to actually read and interpret things. It's just been a huge antithesis to effective health care. So that's another thing that potentially he could sign into law. Outside of that, respecting states' rights from some of the things he said, especially on the medical marijuana ballots and so on and so forth. Doing things that kind of respect states' decisions would be absolutely fantastic, and he's already kind of hinted at that, that he would make sure that the feds kind of respected those things. So I think that if those types of things that there's been evidence for him saying, if those types of things are met, those actions would be excellent. I mean, there are a number of things here that could be very negative based on what he said, but the question is what's actually actionable. Possibly some things with trade deals where he wants to try to do tariffs, which is economically not going to be good in the long run. But realistically, the president doesn't have that much power except to, veto laws, make arrangements here, try to negotiate treaties. They can, of course, set the tone for things, but presidents don't really do too much. I mean, they can do things with the military. They can do things, with certain types of delegated powers, the executive. But, a lot of what a president is doing is really just setting the tone for things and deciding whether or not to veto things. So, fingers crossed, if we have a best case scenario, Trump might actually be able to pull off doing some good. Again, if Trump does the best of what he said he could do, there might be some good out of this. So who knows? Trump is in a lot of ways a wild card, considering he doesn't have a fully engaged political career. He's not someone who is a politician, but given his past associations and pandering for business purposes, sometimes it can be hard to tell what exactly will come to pass. But I guess we're going to find out. All right, take care and talk to you later.